Hey guys, Blaze the Butcher here, and today I want to talk to you about an excellent cut of meat. It comes from the chuck, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. So today I want to show you where it comes from, how to get it, and how to cut it yourself if your supermarket doesn't offer it for you. What you're going to be looking for is top blade roast or top blade steak. And that's where your flat iron comes from. Now, this is a picture of a shoulder. That is your shoulder quad muscle. And with every shoulder quad comes the shoulder blade muscle. In this video, I'll show you how to take that blade muscle, trim it down, and seam it out in order to get your flat iron steak. Also in this video, I'll show you how to make a nice recipe that I use all the time for my steak, pork, chicken. It's great for stir fries. And then we'll get to grilling. Here's your top blade roast. All right. Now this is your top blade steak. So if you were to cut steaks all the way through just like this, this is what you would normally see in the store that I still think not a lot of people know about. And those are an excellent steak too. But what I'm going to show you is how to make a steak even better by making a flat iron steak. Some restaurants will offer flat iron steak, probably because it's a cheaper cost for them and they can still charge you a good steak price and it still comes out excellent. So you want to make sure you have a really good sharp knife here. I'm going to take off a little bit of heavy fat. Then we're just going to put our tip of our knife right under the silver skin. Try to take all of it off without taking too much meat off. This is where you're going to want to make sure you have a nice sharp knife. You don't have to get too crazy with it. That's good right there. All right. Now, you're going to put your knife just barely above this gristle line here. And you're going to seam it out. You're going to separate this piece of meat from this gristle line, and we're going to separate this piece of meat. So, putting some pressure down on the roast right above where your knife is will help you guide your knife throughout this piece of meat. There we go. One down. One more to go. So just taking our time, gliding right above that piece of gristle, keeping the pressure down on the roast. I'm going to try to clean up all the meat I can off of this silver skin. Get that in the marinade as well. It's still excellent meat. We can find something to do with it. Again, take the tip of our knife, just slide it right underneath there. We almost have another piece of Flatiron right here. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw this piece right in the marinade. There's nothing wrong with that. This will be my snack. I'm going to start with a 1/3 cup of soy sauce. A teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. A tablespoon of hot chili garlic sauce. This will offer a nice heat, nice little kick. You can opt out of this if you don't like a lot of spice, or cut it down to half. But I like heat. And a tablespoon of hoisin sauce. Three cloves of garlic. Fine if you flatten these out first. Cut strips. Turn them around. Two more. For the ginger, only gonna need about maybe a piece this size. I'm just gonna trim it up real quick. You can use a spoon to peel this, or a peeler, or you can just trim it up with your knife here. I'm going to use a grater. There we go. Give this a quick mix. You can add a tablespoon of brown sugar to this too, but I find this recipe is good just the way it is. Now let's marinate. What we got here, a nice piece of flat iron. These won't take long at all. So I'm gonna trim this up a little bit more and get it in our marinade. You can even cut this into stir fry if you'd like. Cut this into ribs or leave it whole. I'm going to leave it whole because I only want to handle one piece of meat and not several. I wish you could smell this. It's potent. I like to save just a little bit for brushing on the steak afterwards. You can marinate this for a few days if you'd like. I'm only going to marinate it for a few hours. And then we can get to grilling. Get all that air out. And to go with my steak dinner tonight, I'm going to whip up a few Brussels sprouts here. You just want to chop the ends off. Take off the outside leaves. I'm going to give these a quarter chop. Make some spears out of them. And you're just taking off that edge piece. A couple of the outer layers. And split them up. And these will cook on the black stone right beside our steak. For the marinade, going 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2. A tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Say about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. About a half a teaspoon of onion powder. About a half a teaspoon of salt. And a quarter teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper. Give that a quick stir. And get our Brussels sprouts in there. I'm going to use about a pound of Brussels sprouts. I recently saw somebody cut a pepper this way, and I've been doing it ever since. And if you don't know how to do it, I want to show you right now, because I cut a pepper like this every time now, and it saves so much time. How cool is that? No seeds, very little white parts take off. I have the grill set to a medium low because steaks have a marinade that has, a fair amount of sugar in it, and we don't want it to burn. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to start with a little bit of avocado oil. I can smell them already. They smell so good. And we got our marinated Brussels sprouts. Let's get these on. A little bit more oil. We can put on some sliced mushrooms as well. Check on these. Yeah. Yep. Looking good, not getting too brown. I'm going to keep an eye on these, flipping them over every 2-3 minutes. I'm looking at about 135 for internal temperature on the steak. I'm really just going to stir fry these until they get a nice little char on them and brown up a bit. It's only been about a couple minutes here, and I've been flipping these around. As you can see, they're getting some nice color on them. Keep an eye on these. Keep tossing them around. Making sure they don't burn. And these will come off soon. Just check the steak. They're looking good. Give them another couple minutes and we'll get these flipped. Alright, I'm going to start checking the temps on these steaks. Oh. 140 here. 135 here. About 140 here. I'd say these two on the end are about ready to come off. The veggies got some nice color on them. These are about ready to come off too. I've kept this grill at medium-low temperature the whole time. And that's been perfect. So I'd say it's time to start pulling some meat off. And I even threw the scraps on for the dog because I can't forget about my baby. It smells amazing in here right now. I can't explain how good it smells. You have to try it yourself. Let's take a look. There we go. Let's cut into one of these bad boys and see what they look like. Oh, perfect medium. Mm-mm. Look at that. All right, here's a nice bite for you guys. Mmm. Super tender. I'd put it right there with Delmonico. Mm. Lean, or very, very tender, flavorful. Oh, it's delicious. Picking up a lot of that ginger, soy, garlic, a little bit of heat. You gotta try it. Perfect with these roasted Brussels sprouts. Mm. And the mushrooms. Well, there you have it, guys. That's my recipe and my little sneak peek on Flatiron steak. Try it out. You won't be disappointed. And as always, keep it locked on my channel. If you want to see more of what I'm doing, please subscribe and hit that bell notification. Later.